In 2005, it was a record-breaking year for deaths. It was a brutal summer. And we found ourselves in correspondence and in collaboration with a father whose daughter had died while crossing. She was crossing with her 14-year-old son, and the two of them had gotten left behind because she was not able to keep up with the group. This is a very common occurrence, unfortunately. And her son stayed with her until she was really getting very, very sick, and he left to go seek help. And he walked for many, many, many hours and miles, and finally found Border Patrol in the hopes that he would be able to take them back to where she was, and that they would be able to go into Border Patrol custody and be sent home, and that she would live. And instead what happened is he wound up being detained, taken into custody, processed, repatriated to Nogales, Sonora. And from there, he had called, you know, his grandparents, and was trying to have his mother located. And he knew at that point that she had died. There was no question. So the grandfather had contacted us in hopes that we would be able to assist him in locating his daughter's body. And so in July of 2005, we began many, many desert search and rescue operations with the grandfather, who was able to get a visa to come and look for his daughter. His grandson was not allowed to enter because he had just been administratively returned. And had to stay in Nogales, Sonora. And every day we would go out, and the grandfather would take photos, and he would bring them back to his grandson and say, "Does this look like where she was?" And the grandson would work so hard trying to rack his mind around what was there. Well, there was a cactus, there was a wash, there was a hill. This is very typical. People have no idea where they are. And it makes it very, very hard to find someone after the fact. And so weeks went by through this process. And what was remarkable about it was not only the relationships that were built over that time, but that the grandfather in these searches had recovered 3 other bodies before he eventually finally found his daughters. And as we worked with him in doing that, and the sorrow and grief and the desire to find his daughter's body and be able to bury her at home, hit very close for many of us. And he later had said that while it's always hard for a father to bury your daughter, the fact that I know that I have helped other parents to find their children's remains brings me some peace of mind.